I'm back.
Yay.
No more solo eps for a long time, I hope. How did it feel?
That was crazy. I literally was just like, I'm just staring at myself. I can't really bounce ideas off of anyone, so I'm just kind of talking
to yourself.
And then I talked for 20 minutes, and I was just rambling.
I loved it.
Oh, God. I never want to do that again.
I did not love being sick, though. That was freaking god awful. I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I don't know what the fuck I had or still have, but we're back. We're feeling better. Got some antibiotics.
Yeah.
We are just trying to live, make it through the day.
Without a cough attack.
Yeah, without a cough attack, because that was miserable. A few thoughts that I had while I was being sick. One, it's a shame to have these nails. I told you, no one was able to compliment them. Yesterday, every single table said something. I go, yes, this is what I needed. Because it's like,
they're so cute.
You spend so much money, and then all of a sudden I'm just like laying in bed for 7 days straight. So that was fun. Also, being on your follicular phase while being sick should be legal. Now that I'm feeling better, I'm about to be on my luteal phase and I have a pimple on my forehead. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Perfect.
Are you kidding me? So, just some thoughts that I had while I was being sick. While I was sick. Because, your mind just does not shut off.
Yeah.
Even though your body is like, wee-oo.
I was honestly impressed by how much sleep I feel like you had, and you were still not getting better. And I was like, I don't know how to help you.
I don't know. Even yesterday after working, like I came home and I put on a movie and I immediately passed out.
I was wondering, because the dogs are out here, and I was like, she must be asleep because...
I was out like a light, and then I woke up at like 8 and then went back to bed at 10.
It's crazy.
I was like, I've gone through every single movie series except for Harry Potter because I don't think my heart can handle it. Lord of the Rings, done. Pirates of the Caribbean, done.
Whoa.
3 seasons of... 3 different TV shows done. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
No
I tried to
TV
read and it didn't really work, and now I'm just trying to get back to being all wholesome and stuff. Tried to paint and I was just getting frustrated because it wasn't. I was like,
you can't really do anything when you're sick.
Nothing.
You have all this time, but there's no energy. It's like, if you try and use an ounce of brain power, it depletes whatever energy you had left.
No, literally. And I was trying to I can tell when I'm sick because my patience, for multiple reasons, but my patience level is so low. I try to take the dogs on a walk and I have their leashes tied together purposefully because I like when they're together. And I normally, one will go one way and I have to, step over the leash so that I don't get freaking clotheslined. And I was on a walk and I was the rage inside me. I was like, all right, we're turning around. I should not be allowed outside. So Erica had to go to the store. So I'm in Vaughn's, specifically wearing headphones. So no motherfucker talks to me. No one really talks to me at the grocery store ever unless I'm at Trader Joe's, which I wasn't. And, do you need help finding something today? No, fuck off. Actually, I don't want you to talk to me. I want to be start coughing on them. Oh my God. I'm so glad that's over with and done. Sort of.
Yeah, it seemed miserable. We're on the up and up.
We're on the up and up. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So, my Lord.
The fact that you can sit up and have this conversation is a miracle.
Yeah, that was rough.
When I texted you and I was like, no worries if you can't record, and then you hadn't responded, and I was like, she's on her deathbed. I'm literally just going to do this because I don't know what else to do.
I'm like, let's talk about being broken up with. Oh my God, it would have just been...
Yeah,
it would have
not been good.
But that's the only update I have for you guys is I'm back and...
She's back and almost better than ever.
Better than ever. Do you have any fun updates? I feel like you probably are sick of talking about yourself at this point, but...
I made a surf rack. That was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. It looks great.
Thanks. So now we had an issue randomly where the surfboard just kept falling over and destroying plants, which then ignited the dogs to be like, oh, there's a plant here to eat.
Oh, my God. This poor plant. I saw this feng shui thing on Instagram that was talking to your plants helps them. And so I'm gone every time I go go past that plant. I'm like, you're doing great, honey. Just keep thriving. Don't worry. And she's just mangled. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, now maybe she's short enough that she could be back out here because they ate all of the leaves.
Yeah, literally.
Just the chop marks. It's like clear where they couldn't reach anymore because it's like an even
The top,
haircut.
yeah. It looks like a really bad haircut for the spider plant. It's like horrible. And then I'm like freaking out at work thinking that like spider plants are toxic to dogs. I'm like, oh my God. They're not. They're fine.
Yeah.
It passed from like freaking out to like, are the dogs okay? To like freaking out to the dogs are not going to be okay when I get home. Like I'm livid.
They knew because I opened the door and they ran away. And I didn't even notice it at first. And then I turned the corner and I was like...
They're smart.
Yeah.
Oh, it's annoying.
Sorry, not to reignite the anger.
Oh my God. And it's so hard to yell at them too because when Bash does this like...
The little crawl. The like, slow motion.
Oh man, I have to like become a grandpa where I like put my lips over my teeth to like yell at them. I'm like, what did you do? Oh damn. Well,
but yeah, that's my only big update.
Yeah. I'm excited for today's episode because I feel like I have so much to say about it, but I think just diving in, talking about being broken up with and kind of the best ways it's happened, if there is a best way, and maybe like the horrible ways that it's happened, and just like not even advice, but just like kind of talking about it. I think, I don't know, not that it's happened to me recently, but I just think it's something that everybody has kind of gone through. So I thought we could, you thought we could yap about it.
Well, I was feeling this way because I'm like, the weather was nicer when I was having this feeling, but I'm like, I feel like the summer is just the time of like cutting ties with things that aren't like, you want to be like fresh and free in the summer. And if you're in a relationship that's just not like that's holding you back or something, it's the time to end it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like we've all been in that position where you're like, it's time.
Yeah. Because you don't want to be having a hot girl summer with baggage.
Yeah. I love that.
Or a hot boy summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, how we've been broken up with, I mean, we put out an episode. This was like one of our first episodes.
Yeah.
Where we talked about like heartbreak and whatever. I don't know if anyone's listening now that has listened to that, but I think... For me, the few ways I've been broken up with, one was basically, actually both times were not in person. Mm-hmm. All the times were not in person.
Same. So I don't think I've ever been, unless it was like middle school. Those like little middle school, like, I don't like you anymore. I don't think I've ever been broken up with in person.
Yeah, now that I'm saying it.
No, that's a lie. That's a lie. Anyway, continue.
I'm curious to hear what you're talking about. The first time that I'm thinking of was my like long time relationship that went from high school through college, and I had left the country, and it was kind of like, to me, I was like, we're either getting married or this is the end when I left. And he didn't really say anything, and so in my mind I was like, that was it. But we were still like talking, and then I think I think it was just a text. He was like, yeah, like this isn't working. Which like I had already kind of moved on at that point. Like when I left, I had already moved on, and then like a few months had gone by. So whatever.
it is interesting like how the determination of the breakup, or like not the determination of the breakup, like when you break up, it really is like how hard you take it based on where you are already at in like in the relationship anyway. Anyway, continue.
Well, no, it's kind of like the theme in all my breakups. It's like mentally I've already kind of moved on. Like I'm still in the relationship, and as I've talked about many times, I don't like to like give up on something. So I'm like, I'm going to make it work. I can make it work. But in my mind, I'm like, this isn't working. Like, I hope they break up with me. It's usually what I'm thinking. Because I'm like, this is just, like, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And if they end it, then I will know that I've done everything I can to keep it alive.
Yeah. That's such, like, a, like, woman characteristic, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever broken up with somebody.
Yeah.
Outside of just, like, ghosting a situationship, I don't think I've ever been, like, had the hard conversation of like, this isn't working, we need to end it.
Actually, I have once, and it was when I was 15, and I wasn't supposed to be dating, because, you know, I was only supposed to date when I was 16, and so I had a boyfriend, and I was like, literally so dumb. Like, like a month before my birthday. I was like, we can't do this. Like, I feel so bad. We can't be together. And then I turned 16, and in my mind, he was gonna like come back and be like,
oh, I remember that.
I'm ready. And then he was over it. So I was like, dang it, I should have just not. Well, and obviously he wasn't the one for me, but I like really regretted that decision because I was like,
dang it.
Yeah. But I think I did that in person. I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of them happen over text. I have some thoughts, and I know in our last episode we kind of talked about it, but that was more like science-y, kind of like dealing with heartbreak, whereas I feel like this is just like that like actual act of like breaking up with someone.
Yeah.
And I think in all of my situations, like all of my relationships that I've had, like obviously they weren't working out for a reason, and like I'm kind of glad that they happened the way that they did because it allowed me to like learn and grow. I think as much as being broken up with, I don't know, to me there's like no right or wrong way. I think it just kind of like, you're gonna get heartbroken anyway. So I don't know if there is like a right or wrong way. I think having someone tell you that they don't love you anymore is like really, really difficult. And in some instances it's kind of nice when they act or they do the breaking up in like the not best way, because then it allows you to kind of like hate them a little bit, and like maybe that helps with like the process of like dealing with being broken up with. I think that there are like certain situations, like I've talked about this before, like my last serious relationship, he broke up with me on our anniversary, and I'm like, I don't know if that wasn't clocking to him at all in
like
any
he
like
didn't know
way.
it was your anniversary?
Yeah, like I don't know if he knew or cared. I think he was just like, I honestly don't really know. So I like don't recommend that, but at the same time, like it would have not been great anyway that he was gonna do that. And I think I just, being kind of what you were saying before of I wanted them to do it because I was like, I don't think I can. Whether it's like being weak or just, I think that woman characteristic of just like, I'm gonna do it. I can be put up with anything. Like I want to do absolutely everything to make sure that I did everything I can, blah, 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 blah. So I was kind of like waiting around for it to happen, and then when it did happen, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck, it sucks, like what the hell, you don't love me, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So there's always like that aspect of it. And then I know that we've talked about like ghosting a little bit, and like I don't know, I think I have definitely not like I'm not the majority here, but like not that I don't mind ghosting. It's just kind of like, yeah, it sucks that you don't get answers and that someone just like really just like does not respect you or themselves enough to be like, hey, this is how I feel. And like maybe as, an adult, more of an adult now, that might change. But to me, it's kind of like, that's an answer in itself. Like if they're not gonna respond or reach back out, then that's what it is. And granted, like I haven't had like a serious relationship since then, which I fucking hate saying, but it's true. And so I can't really speak on that. But in some of these situationship type things that I have had since then, a lot of it has been like obviously doesn't like warrant like a full on breakup, as much as I wish that there was some sort of closure of like, hey, I don't think this is like gonna work or whatever. Like I've had one situation where, we would be kind of like off and on reaching out, and then I remember being like, hey, I'm gonna be like back in town in these days, and his response was like, oh, like it would have been nice to see you, but I'm actually kind of like seeing someone a little bit more serious, like best of luck. And it's hard and hurtful, but it's also kind of like that's just like the nature of the game when it comes to like something that's not as serious. So I think maybe that's where I find my like ghosting is okay preference. I think if you were in like a serious relationship with someone, or even just kind of like actively dating, that's not in this like really weird situationship limbo, and you ghost someone, that doesn't seem okay. but it's also like, what is a good way to break up with someone? Because I
Yeah.
don't know if I can handle, I know I can't handle being broken up with in person. What I'm referring to is my college boyfriend broke up with me during the holidays, and I was devastated. It kind of came out of like left field, sort of. I think I was like dealing with a lot. I was like really, really depressed. There was a lot of family stuff going on, and I think he was just like in college and was like, I love you, but I can't love you anymore because like I have a life, and this is like, we're 20, 21 years old and we're acting like we're 50 years old. And I get it. Like now, hindsight, I completely understand. And so like I took a month off from school. I was like at home the whole time, and then I was like, I'm gonna get my life together, and then when I get my life together, he's gonna see that and want to get back with me. So then we like tried again, sort of, where we were like talking, and then I remember we went out to breakfast, and I had Bash in her little carrier, and he was like, yeah, so like this isn't, I thought, and like I care for you, but like this isn't gonna work at breakfast. And I just remember like I grabbed Bash and I like ran away basically, because I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me again. And I just remember being like, this fucking sucks, because I feel embarrassed. I feel around people. It's ruined this breakfast spot that I love so much.
Yeah.
And now I feel like, you know, there were a lot of different moving parts. So I just felt so embarrassed.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like all around gonna be a really shitty situation. And I don't know. I don't know if there's like a right way, but I don't know if I necessarily think that there's a wrong way, unless you're going to break up with me on my fucking anniversary, and that sucks.
I mean, I think the examples you gave, like even the situationship guy that was like, I'm seeing someone, but best of luck type thing. It's like, to me, okay, starting with that, like if it's not a serious relationship, if it's like a situationship type thing, I just still don't think that ghosting is the answer, because in my mind, the times I've been ghosted, even if it's like a few days, it's occupying so much of my brain to be like, are they going to text? Like I'm looking at my phone, I'm wondering, I'll like try and do things to like distract myself. And I'm like, if I would have just gotten an answer or a rejection, like as much as that sucks in the moment, I know, you know, and then I'm not like being annoying about it. Yeah. And then like for an actual relationship, like I think if you've been dating someone, just if you can't be together in person, pick up the phone. Like to hear someone's voice, someone that you say that you love, even if you've like fallen out of love with them, like you have some type of compassion. I think it's probably, a shitty conversation to have, but like I'm thinking of the text that I've gotten, and then I'm interpreting like how they're saying it, and then I'm just like replaying, and then I'm rereading it, and then I'm like rereading all our texts and trying to analyze like, was it something I said in the last few days? And then I'm thinking of all the questions I would have wanted to like ask in the conversation. And it's like, if you can have a phone call, even if it's shitty and you're like crying on the phone or whatever, and maybe it takes an hour or two, like that to me feels like you can get better closure, because then you like, you know that you're parting hopefully amicably. And like in person, that's crazy to do that in a restaurant. I feel like doing that around other people, no. I wouldn't want someone to do it in my house, probably, or their house. Actually, maybe in my house.
Yeah.
Because then they can just leave and I can just go in my bed and cry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like be upset by it. But I feel like I would rather have a conversation than not.
Maybe it's just because like I don't know, not that I'm not confrontational, because I feel like I can be in the right moment, but I think that when you're having a conversation with somebody, like I don't know, it's hard to speak on when it hasn't like happened, and I also haven't been like really really close enough to somebody like in a relationship in so long that like I forget what it's like. I forget what it's like to love. But I'm like, I just, like, you're never gonna get the answer. You're never gonna understand. They're never gonna have the right enough answer for you to ask, like, or to answer why, which is kind of why I'm not like opposed to the ghosting kind of thing, because it's like it feels like the same kind of situation or the same kind of feeling of you're just left wondering why, and then I feel like I would just get so irritated with them because then they're not providing me with like the answers why, because maybe they don't know, or like how many times can you just say like because I don't want you, you know what I mean, and like that's hard to hear.
Yeah.
And so again, it's kind of like you've if you are the one breaking up with someone, you're kind of like already gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's always so tough. I just think like, I mean, it's always gonna be a shitty situation, and that's like, you know, the risk that you take when you're wanting to like have a life with someone and be with them and share like memories and all that stuff. It's always gonna be really difficult. I don't know. I mean, again, I guess it's like situational, like ghosting, I guess is not, you kind of have to like take it with a grain of salt there. But I just, yeah, I definitely don't think a text is going to be the best way. And I don't know if I've been broken up with over text.
It's been over the phone.
It's been over the phone.
Okay. Yeah, I have been over text, and then my like prior relationship, I was like, can we get on a phone call? Like, this is crazy. That's how I felt. I felt like I was going insane. I was like, we were just dating for 3 years and you're texting me that this isn't working? Especially when I was just in your city, just there. Ugh. And you like couldn't, you were like, I have to work or whatever, like let's catch up later. Like it's just an insane thing to me. But like when we got on the phone, like I know when I'm in like a very heightened emotional state, I kind of get like hysterical.
Oh, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I can handle being in person. Because I just go, why? But why? But why? But why? And I'm like, okay. Like,
I think of every angle. Mm-hmm. I'm like, so was it when this happened or what? And it's like,
and then fix it. Like, that's my problem is like, I want to fix it. Or like, I make promises. I don't know. It's like I become psycho. I really do. And I hate that. Like, I just am like psycho.
Yeah, I don't. But I think that needs to happen. Yeah. Like, for the grieving process, I guess. And even thinking of that relationship, like, we had the conversation, and then it was like a little. I think I had texted a few times, like, just trying to be like, I don't know. What happened? I miss you. Like the text you send, and then you're like, why did I send that? And then one time I called him and we talked for like hours. Unfortunately, I don't really remember the conversation. But unfortunately, but he did send me a really nice text after, and was just like basically like, it's not you, it's me. But it was written really nicely, and like, if we never speak again, I just want you to know I think you're like a great person, blah blah blah. And we haven't spoken since then. I think if you do get broken up with, one thing I wish I would have done sooner is block them on everything. Which is very hard to do. Mm-hmm. Like, it took me a while to do, but once I did, I was like, oh, like the freedom of not seeing their Instagram, or like not even having the option to text them, because like I don't have their number memorized and they're blocked. So like yes, there are ways you could figure it out, but like when I did do that, I think it unlocked this freedom in my mind to be able to move on.
Yeah. I think like the no contact rule or whatever has been something that's like super helpful in a lot of these cases, like even in situationships, because it's like then you're kind of like forced to not give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And then by the time you even like remember, like you kind of, not that you stop caring, but like kind of, because then you like stop wanting to even go there, you know, or your mind's like not even, it's like not even a second thought at that point, which is really nice. Yeah. And I think that has been like something that's been helpful in the past of just like, okay, no, like that is after the phone call that I had with like my past like more serious relationship that I've had, getting off the phone, well, one, it was like, actually, like, I don't want to be with you anymore. Phone died. didn't hear from him for like months because
His
I was
phone
like,
died?
and like, I don't know, whatever. And
I don't want to be with you.
yeah,
Like, turns off his phone.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sorry, listen to you, blah, blah, blah. No, and I think just like my own stubbornness in that time and where I was at in that, like, in that space and in that relationship was like, okay, fine, fuck you then.
Yeah.
Like, fuck the situation. Like, I'm gonna just be here and be with me, and that's gonna be enough. And so it was like no contact in that sense of just like I was so headstrong to like not even reach out because I was so pissed off, I think, amongst many other feelings. And I think that what that really helped. And then once the contact kind of, or the no contact was broken, that's where things get like really blurry. So yeah, I agree with like the blocking and unfollowing and all of that stuff. It's like really, really helpful.
Yeah. I was just thinking, how would I, if I, in those situations, in those relationships, if I had actually, like, listened to myself and how I was feeling and, like, broke up with them, how would I have wanted to do it? And I think one thing that was, well, aside from what I was saying earlier, but another thing that was holding me back was, like, the jumble of thoughts that you have in your head of, like, how to even approach a conversation like that and, like, what is the reason? There's really never, like, one specific reason you can pinpoint. But, like, I could never think of how to, like, start the conversation or what I would even say. And I wish I would have, like, written things down, how I was feeling more. Because when I do that retroactively, like, when I've been broken up with, and then I, like, write them a letter that I'll never send type thing just about how I feel, it, like, is so cathartic. But if I would have done that prior, I wonder if that would have helped things. Or, like, okay, how would you feel about this? If you're in a relationship, and they basically were like, hey, can we talk? I've been feeling XYZ. Like, you know, you get like a preview text for what the conversation is going to be about. Would you want that? Or would you rather just like get caught off guard and they break up with you?
Oof. I do not know. I think because I'm so argumentative that I would use it as like, I'd be like, okay, my lawyer hat would come on a little bit, and I'd like want to come prepared with all of those things. And kind of like, to me, it's hard because, and I would like hope that I would be better at that now. Who's to say? But I would be like, well, the reason why I was like this is because of this. And like, so, and that is just, I feel like can be like super, like a really dangerous road to go down, because then we're just like circling.
Yeah.
And then it almost makes them, you know, then it's like if I come prepared, so to speak, then it's like, at what is that going to change anything? Is that going to change their mind? You know what I mean? And at that point, like, do I even really want to change their mind? And I think that is where I struggle with when it comes to like breakups. And that's why I think, not that I like love ghosting, I want to make that clear. I'm just saying that my mind
really on the ghosting train.
Mind goes there because it's like, at least you can't, you're fighting against a brick wall. They're not going to say anything. They're gone. They're poof. They're ghosts. They're gone. And then it's like, all right, well, they're not responding. They're not going to be there. That it is what it is kind of situation, because it's, we can talk around in circles. I'm going to have a reason for something, for anything. Because even if I knew, like, even in my past relationship, you know how many fucking pro and cons lists I wrote? It was actually insane. Like, if you are writing a pro and cons list, it's time. It's time for you to be done. Like, it's so time. It's not even funny. But I'm like, I don't want to be the one to give up. I don't want to be the one. I think in that instance, it was very like toxic in the sense of like the attachment style was like, I feel like I can't live without you, and vice versa. I think for him at that point, it was kind of not like live without you, but it was like I don't know what the right term is, like where you're like just like leaning on someone. Codependent. Holy shit. Yes. And like that can get like, that can blur the lines even more. So it's like, I don't want to have to feel like if I were to send that message that they're coming at it like, oh, well, I have all of these points on how to fix the things that you said in this message, because then it's like, oh, fuck, you know what I mean? Like that kind of defeats what I'm trying to do here. But at the
Yeah.
same time, like, in the moment, yes, I would have wanted that. Like,
Yeah.
100%.
Hindsight.
Hindsight, probably not so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I've just heard some crazy stories, maybe on like other podcasts or something, where people have been like, yeah, I was in a relationship for like 5 years and then I like never heard from him again. Like crazy ghosting stories that it's like, they said they were like going on a work trip and then they just like didn't come back. Not that they died, they just were like literally
See, like, and that is insane. Like, I know that I've been with like some not great people, or maybe they've all been like dealing with something and it just wasn't going to be a fit. But it's like, I knew, like, I'm not blind. Like, I know exactly what went wrong, when it happened, the situations that led up to it, and all of these things. And that's where it's like so scary getting into a relationship, or even just like deciding to be in a relationship, because like those are all factors. Like, that can happen at any moment in time. And it's even worse when you have parents that divorce after freaking 19, 20 plus years, because then it's like, you could literally spend a lifetime with someone and all of a sudden they're like, bye.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
Uh-oh. No laughing.
We're good.
No humor.
No humor.
I do think that's like, there's some quote about that though, that like, yeah, I don't even want to attempt to say a quote right now, but along the lines of like, you have to kind of get over that fear in order to love, and like that is the risk of loving, and it's like, if that happens, like how great it was that you got to love, for lack of a better way to say that. But it is so scary, and it's like, when I think about breakups and just relationships in general, or like getting married, like that commitment of like the next thing, and then it's like, it's not really a breakup, you're getting divorced, and that's like a whole other
situation
level of so it's like, how do you really know? And they always say, if you know, you know, but it could change, I guess.
Yeah, it's always like really hard. I mean, I don't, obviously, like, there are situations where, like, I think that's maybe why I gravitate towards the ghosting thing, because it makes them be the bad guy, and it makes it easier for me to.
But would you do that?
Oh, yeah.
To break up with someone, you would just ghost them?
I mean, in the situations that I've been ghosted, I can also see that if the roles were reversed, I would have also ghosted, in a sense. It's not like they like fall off the face of the planet. It's kind of just like, you can kind of like sense it, and then all of a sudden they're like done, you know?
Like the responses are fewer.
Yeah, exactly.
Longer time.
Exactly.
Between, yeah.
I mean, like, I would want to say that I wouldn't ghost now. I would hope to think that, like, I don't know, because I don't want to put myself in a situation where, like, the relationship that I've had with that person is so bare minimum that it is like okay to ghost, or like easier to ghost. Like, I would want to, because I think for me it's like a lack of respect at that point, and that's where I'm kind of like, oh well, they didn't really respect me anyway, so there you go. But like now, you know, when I'm looking forward in a relationship, is like, yeah, love and all the cutesy shit, but it's like, I want to be respected for all of the versions, and then I also want to see them and respect them for all of the versions, and I think that you can't ghost someone if you respect them.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, you know, that's different. But in other situations, it's like, when you become the bad guy, whether you're the one breaking up or they're becoming the bad guy because they're the one breaking up with you, it just makes it a little bit easier. And it's like, because in situations where it's like, there's like infidelity, or, you know, lying, or other situations of just like the promises of being something and actually being the complete opposite, you know, those, as shitty and horrible as they are, to me, it makes the healing process better and easier, because nothing fuels someone like anger, you know. Nothing fuels you and helps you get over. Why?
Alert.
No, nothing fuels you like that anger to get it over with. So I think that the worst kinds of breakups is where, like, they just fall out of love.
Sorry.
What was I even saying? No. Oh, I think the worst kinds of breakups and the hardest ones to get over on both ends. Like, even the person breaking up with them is like when nothing has really happened. Like, the person isn't bad. Things are like kind of working. You just not wake up one day, but you're just like,
But kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Like, I have a vision for what my life is, and this person, like, no longer fits inside my life and what my, you know, where I'm going towards, which happens. That's the part of being human. That's the part of love. And you would hope to find someone that is able to kind of grow and mold with you and vice versa. But, like, it doesn't always happen, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, that is the toughest. And, like, and ghosting in that situation, like you were saying, like, all of a sudden 5 years and they're gone, like, that is just, like, not okay, because then it's just, like, left for, like, huh? Like, what the fuck happened? But it's like, yeah, how do you even approach that? And again, I don't think that there's a right way. I think, yeah, maybe there is, like, a few wrong ways to do it, but I think you're just gonna have to buck up and deal with it.
But I guess to your point, I mean, in my mind going into this conversation, I was like, there's a right way and there's clearly a wrong way. But now talking about it, I'm like, I think depending on how you do it or how they do it is really, like, the answer of how the relationship was. And, like, yeah, it helps you, maybe it sucks and you have a lot of unanswered questions, but also maybe helps you move on from it better than if it, like, you felt like this relationship was, like, so bad and then they were suddenly, like, really compassionate and kind and, like, broke up with you in person. I feel like that'd be really confusing too. Versus, like, them sending you a text and you're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But it also kind of makes sense to what, like, I liked what you said about the respect thing. Like, if they don't respect you, then there's your answer.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see that in the moment. Like, regardless, breakups suck. But I also think, like, they can be really freeing. And once you get over all the pain of it all, it's, like, a lot of good growth and insights and, like, what you would want in your next relationship, or, like, signs, things that you look back on and you're like, I'm not going to put up with this again, or, like, I thought that I wanted this and I don't because they clearly, like, they had it and it didn't matter to me type thing.
Totally.
So maybe there isn't a right or a wrong way, but if you're feeling it, maybe you should do it sooner than later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
For,
the
like,
timing
for
thing,
you too,
yeah.
you know? I think if I've learned anything in, like, the breakups that I've had is, like, it's so important in a relationship to, like, not let go of your friendships that you have, because I think those are, like, what save you the most. I think when I, like, my past, like, most serious relationship that I've had, I had, like, basically no friends. And I think that is what made the breakup, like, 1,000 times worse, is because when it happened, I was like,
Who do I have?
who do I even have to talk to?
Yeah.
That knows, like, the ins and, not, like, all the ins and outs to this relationship, but knows me, knows what I've gone through, knows the situation. I think, like, a breakup is going to be hard regardless. But, like, when you lose yourself and your friends on top of that, like, that is so shitty, and also probably contributed to the breakup.
Yeah.
To begin with. So I was like, I don't know.
Don't forget your friends.
Don't forget your friends.
And your family.
Yeah.
If they're your friends too.
Yeah. No, seriously. It's, yeah.
Well, that's all I have to say.
Same.
Okay. Don't worry, guys. I'm not planning to break up.
Yeah, don't break up, and you're not getting broken up with, so.
But if it feels right to you, just do it.
Yeah.
The sunk cost fallacy. In my solo episode, that's what I talked about.
Remember.
Someone commented and they said 0 cost. I'm like, what? Did you even listen to anything?
No. Just let them. Let
the
them
YouTube
let
comments. Yeah, literally.
Yeah, YouTube comments are wild
It's
sometimes.
So weird.
I love them. Free entertainment.
Really. Anyway, we're so glad Ellie's back.
Yay!
And Apply to Spoke Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll have some clips. We'll have, I don't know what else, but follow us for some free entertainment. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.